So, yeah, let us know about how wholesale went for you. Like, what kind of struggles did you face in the beginning, or what kind of struggles are you facing now, and how have you gotten through some of those things?
Yeah, so I mean, as far as struggles are concerned, there were definitely quite a few. So I remember so it was January 2019. I want to say it was like January 6th, and it's the day that we established our entity. And I was like, we're burning the all-night arbitrage boats, and we're going full scale into wholesale. And while I was waiting for the paperwork to clear and have the business officially established, I was making just a short list of brands that ideally I would like to have a wholesale account with. So January 6th, papers got approved, started calling down the list just one by one, cold calling.
Nice.
Probably was doing 20 brands per day. I was
Okay.
cold calling for months, like not just a couple of days here and there, like every day for months and months. And anybody that's in the wholesale game knows that it's typically harder to go brand direct, not always, but the reason for that is, I mean, these brands are getting hundreds, if not thousands of inquiries like mine on a weekly or monthly basis. And so it just is really hard to break through the noise. And so I was just getting no, 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 door slammed in my face left and right. But I was confident in the model, and I really wanted to kind of see it through. So it was just a whole lot of that. It was that whole year of 2019, we really focused on going directly to brands. And in hindsight, I would have done it a little differently. I probably would have gone to some of these distributors that carry multiple brands, only because they're typically a little easier to work with in the sense that they don't really care if you sell on Amazon. At least most of them don't. So therefore, they're a little easier to access, like the products that they carry.
Yeah.
Now, it was 2020, beginning of 2020, when we really started to not necessarily pivot, because we were still reaching out to a lot of brands directly, but we started to add some of those distributors to the mix, right? So instead of calling 20 brands a day, it became, well, I'm going to call 15 brands, and then I'm going to look for maybe 4 or 5 distributors that carry those brands. So that way, if the brand themselves deny me, then maybe I can still access their products through a distributor. They might be a little more expensive, but at least I'll be able to access them. And I'd say that's when things really started to take off for us. I mean, COVID was part of that, and that really helped, because I'm sure you remember back in 2020, it's like really anything you could get your hands on would sell and was profitable. The issue was being able to get your hands on it. So that year was a challenge in that sense, that tons of opportunities. It's just really having, I guess, relationships and a strong network during that year would have been extremely beneficial. I didn't have that at the time. So that's been a focus of mine over the last year, starting to build that. And really the primary challenges these days are just capital, because access to product is not an issue. I mean, we've got more or less unlimited products that we could purchase. So it's just capital, and then, team, having the right people, having them in the right seats, and really just executing on the stuff that we know that works day in and day out.